Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. All right, today I'm just going to go straight into talking about soy. Now, this is a paper I came across coming out of the University of California. Now, this is from 2020. Okay, so it's quite a few years old, but I thought it very relevant. Now, I've done videos on soy before with like Dr. Kayla Daniel, and I'll put the link in the description and at the end page for you to click on. But I wanted you to have a look at this. There's a couple of great examples here, and I want to show you just how widely used this stuff is and what its effects can be on you. And it's very heavily used right across the food industry. Okay, soy products are basically in every processed food, but it's very prominent in the fitness industry foods as well. So I want to show you some of that, just a few examples. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this article from the university, and I'll also show you another paper done by a university in Japan, where they turned male fish into female fish simply by feeding it soy compounds that they use in fish farming processes. Okay, so let's start with this one from the University of California. Okay, so it starts off this article: America's most widely consumed cooking oil causes genetic changes in the brain. Okay, yeah, quite an alarming sort of headline, I guess. But you know what they. Okay, so a new University of California research shows soybean oil not only leads to obesity and diabetes, but could also affect neurological conditions like autism, Alzheimer's disease, anxiety, and depression. Used for fast food frying, okay, added to packaged foods and fed to livestock, soybean oil is by far the most widely produced and consumed edible oil in the US. Well, they say it's edible, yeah. We consume it, that doesn't mean that it's really edible. And like if you again watch the video by with Dr. Kayla Daniel, okay, this soybean consumption has never ever been FDA approved in America. Okay, but it's just an additive, so they get away with it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, money buys a lot of things. Now, it certainly is not good for mice. Okay, the new study published this month in the Journal of Endocrinology compared mice fed 3 different diets in high in fat. Now, again, this word choice not real great. Okay, they're actually using oils. Okay, so they're using soybean oil modified to be low in linoleic acid, and coconut oils. Okay, so not actual animal fats. Okay, so the same research team found in 2015 that soybean oil induces obesity and diabetes, insulin resistance, and fatty liver in mice. So this is, I mean, they know this stuff. I'm pretty sure they knew this stuff 100 years ago too, because there's a lot of literature about this back then. Okay, then in 2017, the same study group learned that if soybean oil is engineered to be lower in linoleic acid, it induces less obesity and insulin resistance. However, in the study released this month, researchers did not find any difference between the modified and unmodified soybean oils effects on the brain. Specifically, the scientists found pronounced effects of the oil on the hypothalamus, where a number of critical processes take place. Okay, so it does go into an explanation here. I'll just continue with that. So the hypothalamus regulates body weight via your metabolism. Okay. This is also directly affected by things like acrylamide when you drink coffee and other plant-based foods, okay, that are processed. Maintains body temperature, is critical for reproduction and physical growth, as well as your response to stress. Okay, so it's critical in your hormone production, obviously, your physical growth. Okay, which is, I mean, yeah, this could be, I could really go on a tangent here about physical growth. But yeah, let's stick to this and we'll get through it. All right. Now this is actually a direct quote from Margarita Quiroz-Calazo, I think her name is, but she's a professor of neuroscience and lead author on the study. All right, so the team determined a number of genes in mice fed soybean oil were not functioning correctly. One such gene produces love hormone, okay, the oxytocin. All right. In soybean oil fed mice, levels of oxytocin in the hypothalamus went down. Okay, so how do you stop a population from growing? I guess, add soybean oil to everything. A research team discovered roughly 100 other genes also affected by the soybean oil diet. Okay, they believe that this discovery could have ramifications not just for energy metabolism, but also proper brain function and disease such as autism and Parkinson's disease. Now, that in itself, I will leave a link to this article in the description. I won't really go right through the whole thing, but it is unbelievable that, like, this should be like everywhere, really. And I'm going to show you some of just how far this goes into like the fitness industry as well, because it's all processed foods. All right. All right. So just to summarize here at the end, though, it does say, like, the dogma is that saturated fat is bad and unsaturated fat is good. Soybean oil is a polyunsaturated fat, but the idea it's good for you is not proven. Yeah, well, I would say that's a very polite way to put it, but that's the least of it. All right, so now I'm going to take you over to an article from Japan, where they turned they turned the male fish into female, doing the same thing. Okay. Yeah, so researchers in Japan use soybean compound to make catfish 100% female. Now, I'm not going to go right through this whole thing, but to summarize, what they did is they took 3 control groups of these catfish, and they fed them on different levels of this soybean compound. Now, this compound that they use is exactly what they feed farmed fish. Okay, so this is why when I recommend eating seafood, it has to be wild caught. Okay, and I personally believe that this whole scare thing about mercury in the fish, okay, is exactly why you get the same example with say different types of flus. Okay, I'll say little birdies flus and things like that are somehow spreading through cattle and everything like that now this year, because they're trying to scare us off red meat. I think the same thing is with wild caught fish, because honestly I haven't seen Japan have much of a problem with that. Now, farmed fish, okay, and of course they also use the population of fish and everything like that going down for a reason for farming. But anyway, the food they use is a soybean compound in farmed fish. Now, what they did with these control groups in Japan, they had different levels of soybean fed fish, and the ones that were fed the most obviously had the highest rate of gender change. Okay, so they all had a certain percentage of gender change, and I think it would just depend on how much of these each fish ate. But in the largest control group, all the male fish turned female, and this was done like some years back. Like, this article was written in 2021, but it was actually done before that. The actual University of Japan did this. So very interesting article, but it should have been worldwide, these sorts of stories that, but of course, big food controls, pretty much everything. And I'll be talking about that in the guidelines video coming up next, because they also control that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some examples of foods that people think that are actually healthy. Okay, I'm going to show you through even carnivore snacks and the fitness industry foods that people think are keto and high protein and low carb, that people think are healthy, but are actually working against their goals. Okay, like I said, these soybean additives contribute to obesity, diabetes, and neurological diseases. Okay, so, and many other things. I would say. All right, let's just go to, like, for example, something a carnivore snack might be is beef jerky. Now, this is from Costco. This is a popular Australian brand of jerky, and I'm just one example. Like, I'm not saying they're all like this, but this particular product is. Okay, so this is beef jerky, okay, made in New Zealand. All right, so you think it should be pretty good for you. All right, high in protein, all that sort of stuff. It's something you can eat on the go. Now, don't stick to these nutritional charts, because it's not calories. It's not about calories. It's about nutrients. Okay, we thrive on mass, not calories. All right, so it's the grams that you want to look out for. All right, so ingredients in this beef jerky. Okay, so you got beef, obviously, sugar. Now, there's another problem there. Okay, now this would probably be in, say, the marinades and things like that. But then we have soy protein. Right there, soy protein. Why would you need soy protein in beef jerky? That's insane. Okay, then you have yeast extract, natural flavorings. Now, again, I've spoken about this before, and when they say natural flavorings, it just means that it's flavored to taste like a natural ingredient. A lot of these natural flavorings, okay, are actually petroleum-based flavorings, and they're rancid sort of things. Vegetable powders. Again, why would you need vegetable powders in beef jerky? All right. Natural smoke flavoring, again, flavoring, and natural wood smoke on top of that. So, again, a good example of always read the ingredients. There should not be more than one or two ingredients in the foods that you buy. And again, the longer your shelf life on these things, then the lower yours is. Okay. Now, adding soy protein is just the beginning of this stuff. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you a very popular, this is from Nutrition Warehouse. This is in Australia, a website that sells supplements in the fitness industry. Again, it's just an example. This is from their top 10 protein sellers. Okay, this was the most expensive one. Okay, so let's go down and have a look at the ingredients. Now, a lot of these, they won't even show you the ingredients. All right, so you have to be very careful about that. Now they have all these, again, this is all processed versions. They have, these protein powders. So this is a whey protein, for example, and, even, I mean, your vegetable ones, like your vegetarian ones, are far worse. But this is all manufactured, processed sort of stuff anyway. So I really recommend that if you, for any of your protein needs, that you get it from your food, real food. Okay, so they have all these different additives and nutrients and minerals and stuff like that. But again, highly processed versions in just different amounts that your body can or that your body can't process properly anyway. All right, so let's go down to the ingredients. Right down here in the fine print, of course, it's got whey protein isolate, okay, and whey emulsifier, soy lecithin. Okay, the emulsifier is the soy lecithin. All right. They also have flavors, thickener, and xanthan gum. Okay, now I'll show you. I have spoken about these sweeteners before, and xanthan gum, and I'll show you that in a sec. Sweetener, sucralose, contains milk and soy. Now, I'm not saying that all of these have soy products, but 99% of them do. Okay, and whether it's soy or another type of seed oil, okay, you get similar effects. There are some that may just use sunflower oil and things like that, but they are still a seed oil. Okay, but this in particular, protein, and most 99% do use soy protein oils. Okay, so that's just one of them. I could go through quite a lot. And in fact, I did go through a lot of these ones. The ones that did show their ingredients, they have soy in them. Okay, here we go. Ingredients. Here's another one. Okay, ingredients. Hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, and emulsifier, soy lecithin again. Okay, flavors. Sweetener contains milk and soy. Okay, so just an example. Now this one is marketed as lowest low carb protein bar by Body Science. Okay, a particularly good brand, popular brand, I should say. But let's go down to the ingredients. All right, ingredients. This is in a protein bar. All right. All right, protein blend. They say blend. Whey protein isolate. Okay, milk from milk. Calcium caseinate, again from milk. Protein concentrate, whey protein concentrate, milk. Soy protein crisp. Okay, soy protein crisp. No added sugar. Protein white chocolate, 20%. Okay, so no added sugar, but it comes from the flavor, the things they use for flavoring. So white chocolate, for example. Sweetener, maltite, cocoa powders. Won't really go into all the sweeteners and other food acids and things like that, but yeah, because I really just want to focus on the soy use here. All right, so soy protein isolate. Again, so you've got soy protein crisp, you've got soy protein isolate, emulsifiers, soy lecithin again, okay, 478, contains wheat and soy, okay, very highly addictive sort of stuff. Plus, okay, now it's not just the soy, but this also has sunflower oil, coconut powder, emulsifier against soy lecithin, okay. This is absolutely rancid with soy and sunflower and other sort of things. So now I just wanted to show you that as an example. Now, whether it's a carnivore snack like the protein, like the beef jerky, or health foods, so-called health foods, the fitness industry tries to sell us all the time. And it is absolutely just everywhere, okay? It's all processed foods like this. Okay. Now, again, I just want to show you the another thing they used was that xanthan gum. All right, now xanthan gum, highly effective laxative in large doses, may cause gas and diarrhea, has been shown to increase the frequency of bacterial infection and intestinal inflammation in infants. The FDA was forced to ban its inclusion in infant formulas. Okay, that's just an example again, but xanthan gum is very popular, especially in fitness industry foods, the protein bars, protein powders, and things like that. Vegetable gums just as bad. All right, guys, just an example there of why soy is just so detrimental to your health. Where it's used, I think definitely used against us. Even though you think you're doing everything right, you're getting the high protein snacks, or you're getting the high protein health foods to get these proteins in. So it's low fat, high protein, and keeps you going to the gym, helps you build muscle and get fit. And actually what it's doing is keeping you fat, making you sick, and making you dependent on, later on, will be making you dependent on pharmaceuticals. Okay. And I think plays a big role in aging the body far too early. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful, and I will leave a link to another soy video and other lectures that people have on seed oils in the description. All right, guys, I'll see you all soon. Have a great day.